Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Let's get on with our Yiddish lesson for the day. Here's a baffling Yiddish question. In Yiddish, opessen and oifessen both mean to finish your food, right? But why don't they actually mean the same thing, and how can you tell the difference? This is a subtle use of language in Yiddish that can make you seem native almost instantly once you master it. Prefixes. Which prefixes are used in Yiddish? What do they mean, and how do you use them? Today, I will be giving you a step-by-step guide on this tricky topic so you can start speaking Yiddish more confidently. Let's go! We've got 8 main prefixes which are used the most in Yiddish, and these are up, of, os, an, aran, ibir, tzi, and sam. You add them to verbs to change the meaning. Sometimes this changes the verb entirely, while other times it adds a subtle denotational change. Let's begin by explaining the concept of what each prefix adds to the verb it's attached to. When there's a verb and you're adding the prefix os, you're implying that something was done out or fully. For example, the words auslöschen, to turn off, or ausschlafen, to sleep until you're fully rested. When you add the prefix an, it means into. For example, anschlafen, to fall asleep, like going into sleep, or angeben, to give in. The third prefix, auf, shows opening, start, or activation of something. It can also sometimes signal the completion of an action. For example, aufmachen, to open, or aufstehen, to stand up, or in the completion usage, aufessen, to eat up completely. Next up, we have the prefix aran, which means into. For example, arangein, to enter, or aranschlafen, to sleep in. The next prefix is ibir, which means over or too much. For example, ibiressen, to overeat, or ibireden, to talk over someone. The sixth prefix is zi, which shows addition to something. For example, ziessen, to eat something to something else, or zigein, to approach something. Next up, we have up, which implies away, done with, or separation. Up also often has a focus on the result of the action rather than the process, since the implication is that it's done. For example, uppjagen, to hurry away, or uppzeilen, to count through. Lastly, we have the prefix tsam, which comes from the word zusammen, meaning together. And it shows things coming together, or two separate things unifying. For example, zusammenkommen, to get together, or zusammenlachen, to laugh in a mass. This last one is by far the most difficult one to fully conquer, or even explain, since laughing in a mass doesn't make much sense in English. But the idea is that all of the action is coming together and being done in one big tumble, rather than being stretched over time and space. This can mean internally too, meaning when you add some, it can imply that the action felt more intense to the one doing it, although not directly meaning that the action was done more intensely. Okay, let's look at some examples of how these different prefixes interact with one verb. Essen, to eat, aufessen, to eat up, zusammenessen, to eat in a mass, uppessen, to eat up with the focus on the result, and ibiressen, to overeat. Hören, to hear, zuhören, to listen, aushören, to listen thoroughly, ibirhören, to eavesdrop, reden, to speak, zusammenreden, to speak in a mass, ausreden, to break silence, ibirreden, to speak over someone, upreden, to talk off or rant, lachen, to laugh, auslachen, to laugh at, Zusammenlachen, to laugh in a mass. Schlafen, to sleep. Ausschlafen, to sleep until fully rested. Überschlafen, to oversleep. Aranschlafen, to sleep in. And anschlafen, to fall asleep. Stein, to stand. Aufstein, to stand up. Überstein, to stay over. Anstein, to stay at an accommodation. Zugen, to say. Zusagen, to promise. Aussagen, to confess. Übersagen, to repeat. Gehen, to go. Ausgehen, to collapse in on yourself. Zugehen, to approach. Übergehen, to review. Arangehen, to enter. How can these be used in sentences, and how are they executed in everyday life? Here are some examples. Ich will arangehen in Geschäft. I will go into the store. In this sentence, the prefix simply shows the movement from outside the store to inside the store. Ob ich hier nicht aufzulaufen jetzt, will ich ausgehen. If I don't stop running now, I will collapse in on myself. This could sometimes mean literally and sometimes figuratively, like a person feels like they just can't go on anymore, even if they won't physically collapse. Ob die tust das, will ich dich aussagen vor ihm. If you do that, I'm gonna tell on you to him. The aus part shows the exposing, that the information will now be out. Bei welchem Hotel steigst du an? Which hostel are you staying at? The an, in, shows that you're staying in this place. Es ist jetzt Zeit, sich oiftzivecken. It's time to wake up now. Again, straightforward, auf shows activation. When you're waking up, you're literally activating. Du hast dich spät aufgeweckt. Hast du dich ausgeschlafen? You woke up late. Did you sleep until you rested? When you're rested, you've slept yourself out, like thorough and to the maximum needed. Ich habe mich zusammengekommen mit Chavaidem und wir haben so zusammen gelacht. I got together with friends and we laughed so much in a mass. This is the trickiest one since it involves two different usages of zusammen. The first one is obvious because you got together with friends, literally. But the second one is the more figurative meaning laughing a lot in a short time. Wenn sie fängt, als jung zusammen zu reden, ist mir schwer zu verstehen, pinklich, was sie sagt. When she starts babbling like this, it's hard for me to understand exactly what she's saying. Again, the figurative usage of zusammen. In this case, this person spoke a lot, maybe mindlessly in a short time, and the words all came together, hence zusammen. So the intent isn't on the content of her words, but the way it came out. Entschuldig, ich hab ausgetrunken the ganz Wasserbottle. Sorry, I drank up the entire water bottle. Lastly, we have aus, out, in a sense of there was water, but now it's out. Now let's do some practice examples. I'll give you a sentence, and it'll be your job to select the correct prefix for the verb. As usual, I'll leave a little cheat sheet in the corner. And as a reminder, you can pause the video at any point if you need more time. Alright, let's begin. Wir haben schon aufgegessen or aufgegessen dem ganzen Kuchen. Wir haben schon aufgegessen dem ganzen Kuchen. Aufgegessen is always used when a specific food is mentioned, since it makes it clear that the focus of the sentence is on the process of eating the food itself, rather than having completed the task. Then the type of food wouldn't really be important if the focus was just getting it over with. Sie hat opgemacht or aufgemacht the Tier in is herangegangen. Sie hat aufgemacht the Tier und ist herangegangen. Sie aufmachen means to decide. Aufmachen, to open. Hat sich aufgerett oder abgerett auf ihm ein ganz Schuh. Hat sich abgerett auf ihm ein ganz Schuh. Sie sich abreden, it's a reflexive verb, is to talk a lot about someone, to rant about someone, while aufreden doesn't really have a meaning. Sie haben abgelacht oder zusammengelacht, so stark. Sie haben zusammengelacht, so stark. They laughed so hard. Sie hat abgenommen oder zusammengenommen alle ihre Gedanken und hat geschrieben einen Brief. Sie hat zusammengenommen alle ihre Gedanken und hat geschrieben einen Brief. Hat ausgeschlafen oder übergeschlafen und ist gewesen zu spät. Hat übergeschlafen und ist gewesen zu spät. Ich will mich nur ausschlafen oder überschlafen nach dem langen Tag. Ich will mich nur ausschlafen nach dem langen Tag. Du darfst ausleinen oder überleinen den ganzen Text für die Endfest. Du darfst überleinen den ganzen Text für die Endfest. While aus can be used as thoroughly in many cases, it's generally not placed before leinen, read. Ich bin gewesen so müde und ich bin gleich herangeschlafen oder angeschlafen. Ich bin gewesen so müde und ich bin gleich angeschlafen. Ist herangegangen oder angegangen in Stieb und kein Wort. Ist herangegangen in Stieb und kein Wort. Sie hat noch ein bisschen sie gegessen oder aufgegessen zum Zip. Sie hat noch ein bisschen sie gegessen zum Zip. Wir haben sie geendigt oder aufgeendigt die Lektions und können jetzt gehen. Wir haben sie geendigt die Lektions und können jetzt gehen. That's it for today! If this is still a bit confusing, don't fret it. This is one of the harder concepts in Yiddish, and it takes practice to pick it up. Comment down below, how many did you get correct? Is there another Yiddish topic you'd like to see me do a video on? If so, leave it in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Tack för idag, lihitraot, tschüss, and auf Wiedersehen!